If you want 2024 to be the year you start a successful type beat channel, then this is just the video for you. In this video, we're gonna go over what we consider to be the 5 most essential tips you need to know when creating your type beat channel, covering the whole aspect of titles, thumbnails, and everything else to hopefully help you blow up. Now, before we get into these amazing tips, we have to face the harshest reality of them all for you as a music producer. No matter how great you follow the rest of these 4 tips, number 1 is ultimately determining most of your success, and that is the quality of your beats. Now, it's important you understand YouTube is a visually dominated platform. There are so many videos made specifically for just creating thumbnails. There's so many videos made specifically for just creating titles, and there's so many videos specifically even just for editing videos. To me, it's kind of funny thinking about kind of the difference, because I remember the first time that we had talked to Ed Talenti about helping him regarding his sample pack store, and I just remember how much he had talked about the process of just the idea for the video, and then how much time he put into making multiple thumbnails and also multiple titles. But in all reality, for a type beat channel, none of that information matters the same. Because here's the thing, look around at the most successful type beat channels. Most of the time, it's just an image or a visualizer. There's no sexy editing tricks or fancy clickbait titles. But with that being said, there are best practices for each aspect that we will cover later on. But just as a disclaimer, do not stumble too far down the YouTube rabbit hole with trying to blow up a type beat channel. Most of the in-depth strategies won't apply to a type beat channel. So all this YouTube guru advice you see about retention and click-through rate, odds are it's just not going to apply in the same way. But like I said, there are best practices. But before we get into those, let's talk about something that is often overlooked but crucially important, which is consistency. And this brings us to our second point, which I call calculated luck. You might think that success on YouTube, or on any platform for that matter, is all about luck. And sure, it plays a part, but what we're talking about here is what I call calculated luck. It's all about increasing your chances of being discovered by the algorithm. And the only reliable way to do that is by being consistent. There's no magic formula for the perfect posting schedule. The key is to find a rhythm that works for you and stick to it. Whether it's once a week, twice a week, every day if you can, consistency just keeps you on the radar of both your audience and YouTube's algorithm. And remember this too, consistency also means being active in your community. Respond to the comments you get, engage with the audience, and try to create a space where your listeners feel connected to you as not only a producer, but as also a creator. This community aspect can significantly boost your channel's visibility and growth, and this could also mean that you build something like a Discord server for the artists in your community if you want to go that extra step. Now, while building a strong community is the key to your channel's growth, let's not forget about the importance of the visual elements that draw viewers in the first place, which brings us to thumbnails. Like I said, in the realm of type beat channels, the usual YouTube strategies here kind of take a back seat. Unlike other content where these intricate designs or detailed images might be necessary, type beat channels really do thrive on the simplicity and what I would say directness of the thumbnails. So here is how to approach these, and these are the do's of YouTube type beat thumbnails. Number 1, artist images and emotionally resonant photos. Often just a simple high quality image of the artist you're making the type beat for, or an image that evokes the mood of the beat, is often more effective than an overly designed thumbnail. Number 2, consistency with a twist. While maintaining a consistent look is important, don't be afraid to adapt the theme of your thumbnail based on the beat. If the beat is inspired by a specific artist, featuring them in your thumbnail can be a smart move. Similarly, if your beat has a particular mood or theme, choose an image that reflects that. Kind of going right back to number 1, but just kind of finding a way to twist in maybe some different aspects of it. Number 3, high quality and relevant images. Make sure that the images you used are high quality, clear, and relevant to the beat or the artist that it represents. This just makes it look a bit more professional. Now for the don'ts. Avoid complication. In most YouTube channels, the thumbnail is the battleground for attention. However, in the type type beat space, simplicity often wins. Number 2, avoid cluttered or overly complex design. My simple rule here is just don't design if you're not a designer. This one is a bit harsh, but if your graphic skills are not the best, don't just whip up something because odds are it's gonna look bad. You're way better off just grabbing a template from a site like Canva that is already designed from somebody with some design skills, and it just takes a few seconds for you to make it to your own. Moving on to our 4th essential tip is understanding the power of the beat names. Listen, the names you choose for your beats aren't just these arbitrary labels, although it may feel like it. You look around your room when you make a beat and you see a rose for whatever reason, because there's a rose in your room, and you're like, sweet, this beat's name is Rose. But they actually carry a significant weight and potential for your tracks. What I mean by that is just a well thought out name actually means a lot to the artist, and often more than not, it's actually used for the inspiration of how they want to create the track. Especially when you pair it with an image that reflects the name, it's really eye-catching and just sets the vibe. It's really an often underestimated aspect of the branding marketing strategy, so here's how you can leverage that to hopefully get more views and make a better connection. Number 1 is the inspiration and connection. The name should resonate with the feeling or the vibe of a beat. For instance, a name like Midnight Drive, it instantly sets a mood and an expectation. It's about creating a connection before the listener even hits play, and they kind of feel like they know what they're getting into. Number 2 is the searchability and SEO. So you want to incorporate keywords that artists might use in their search. This can be the genre, mood, or even the artist name for your beat that it resembles. Number 3 is the memorability and simplicity. Listen, your beat names should be easy to remember and pronounce, so avoid any overcomplication, any weird names, or just things that are hard to spell. You want the audience to be able to come back and remember it if they need to come back later on when they start making the actual song. And then lastly, to finish it all up, we have the biggest question to answer: what about tags? Now, I'll tell you guys that tags are probably one of YouTube's biggest mysteries these days, in my own opinion. But here is what I can confidently tell you. Number 1, YouTube gives a disclaimer upon uploading that tags just play a small role in you getting the views. And number 2, the algorithm is a pretty damn complex thing, and it just kind of seems to know. And the source on that one is the good old, trust me, bro. So with that being said, how should you approach tags? Well, use them wisely. Include the tags that are relevant to the beat, the genre, or the mood, or the artist, and just kind of think of them as like subtle pointers guiding the algorithm and the potential audience to your video, but it shouldn't be your whole focus. So just remember that tags are just one piece of a much larger puzzle, and in that larger puzzle also includes some costly mistakes that you do not want to make in 2024. So if you want to see a video of what you must avoid to go ahead and sell your beats, watch this video from Troy right here. Peace out. Have a good day.